Teaching 98. Love each other. 1. I am going to give you the fruit of the vine so that you may feed on my love. Forget pains and hardships and feel that while I give you my word, you live with me in the mansion of peace. Feel my presence, people. Take advantage of this time, and if in it you want to repair your faults, come to learn from me. I am giving you the opportunity to elevate yourself spiritually. 2. If you love me, you will soon be able to know my teaching and take advantage of it. You are already on the road and you can start the journey, and your guide will be the voice of your conscience. I will go ahead of you and there will be no test, however hard it may be, that separates you from me. If you love me, you will not go back, because your faith will shine like a new dawn and you will see the way where you must walk, bathed in light. 3. Are you willing to follow me even if you have to suffer? If you were questioned by your brothers, would you answer saying that you are my disciples and that you follow me by faith? Will you have the courage to give these tests? Meditate and think, yes, you are my disciples. You will have to perfect yourselves to give true witness to my doctrine. 4. I am going to convey my message to all nations. Everything is ready for my designs to be carried out, and the great tests that my power and my love gives to men. It will be to transform their selfishness into sincere love of the one towards the others. 5. Through love you will accomplish great works. Without distinction of races or lineages, I will call you all to give you a mission in this work. 6. To those eager for knowledge and spirituality I say, hear my word and know its essence. Read in the great book of life and study, because there is a lesson dedicated to each of my disciples. 7. But be careful not to read books in which my word or prophecies have been adulterated, and also in those where there are twisted interpretations of divine revelations. Do not allow a false light to penetrate your spirit. If you want to know the truth, prepare yourselves and your intuition, as well as the sensitivity of your spirit guided by consciousness. It will always reveal the truth. 8. This book that I write for you in the third era, take it and interpret its lessons well, and you will see that its light destroys shadows and that all mystery is cleared up. You will then feel my presence, and you will perceive my voice in the depths of your spirit speaking and instructing you. 9. Think that you cannot hide any work or thought that I do not know. But if you are tempted many times by the world that attracts you and chains you, sometimes even missing the power to reject evil, then turn to me, so that in my lessons you learn to use that power that I have given to the world and to the flesh. And when you have conquered and peace has regained in your heart, you can resume your work. 10. If you need examples, rise up and seek in me what you need, and I will give you the strength to reach the end that I have pointed out to you. With what joy I will look at the Son who imitates me and glorifies me with his actions. Work unceasingly for humanity, and after having done all the good of which you are capable, forget awards and do not expect any payment in the world. Think that only I know and know how to value your works to give you the just reward. Thus with great struggle and true merits you will achieve to enter the place that I have prepared for your spirit. 11. Men and women from distant lands will come to you and become my disciples. But when they sit down filled with my light, they will return to their peoples, to their nations, to bring my doctrine to their brothers. This is how in the second era, attracted by the fame of the wonders of Jesus, many foreigners approached me, and hearing my word and witnessing my works, they were convinced of my truth and returned to their lands testifying that I was the Messiah. 12. In this era, most men come to me, because pain has made them seek the remedy that only in my power they can find it. They come complaining of poverty without knowing everything they have in their spirit, Their only poverty it consists in not having realized what they carry with them and in ignorance about the gifts they treasure. Few are those who have come asking me for light for their spirit. Most of them seek me out to ask me for the little things of human life. Of those that I always give in addition, after I have poured out my charity on his spirit. 13. One by one you receive the knowledge that reveals a light that is already in you, yet you did not see. That light is your consciousness. He who manages to discover it and look at that inner mirror becomes humble and feels at once the bond that binds it to its creator. 14. There are those who believe they know themselves because knowing the many gifts that man possesses in his spirit, they stand before the ignorant, are proud of their own greatness, lord it over, and finally end up losing themselves in the darkness of their pride. They do not know that the Spirit has in the consciousness the wisdom of God and that to penetrate it, it must be done with respect. 15. Right here, among my workers, how many there are who, without first understanding my doctrine, knowing they were a gift, have believed themselves superior, worthy of admiration and tributes, to which I ask you, if you can accept that a highly elevated spirit would be proud of his gifts, being that humility and charity are the main attributes that he should carry. 16. Practice each of my lessons in silence and in the humility of your life, and you will see it appear in your spirit, that light that you still do not know. Because the veil of the flesh and the frivolity that surrounds you have not allowed it to fulfill the mission that corresponds to him within human life. 17. Study my teachings and do not get confused so that you do not fall into new fanaticism trying to find the truth. 18. I am the way that invites those who have forgotten to travel. The light of my word is shed in him, so that tomorrow you can teach it and bear witness to it. Time will pass and many will come in search of the humble houses where I manifested myself, so that you can explain the way I showed myself to my new disciples and the wonders I did among you. Only remember my word and in your hearts the echo of my divine advice. The writings will also remain for posterity. I am already preparing those who did not listen to my word to find the paths that lead them towards my disciples and witnesses. How many will cry for not having heard me? But I also say to you, how many of those who heard cry for not having prepared? And seeing that my word is no longer expressed, they will direct their gaze towards the site where the spokesman took a seat to interpret the divine word, and they will only contemplate the void. 19. The years pass fleetingly, and soon you will stop hearing me. That's why I say to you, let me heal you, caress you, and comfort you. Learn that which I taught you. I came to leave you prepared. But if you remain weak in faith and will, then you will feel always sick, and who will heal you and teach you how I did it? 20. Through my word I am getting closer and closer to you, and at the same time I am getting closer to the perfect communication with my spirit. Meditate on my manifestations of the past times, and you will find that I have always looked for a way to communicate with your spirit, sending you my messages as a testimony of my divine love towards you. 21. You are witnessing a new form of spiritual communication at this time, although very similar to the one I used in ages past. Now you are in a wonderful time of light in which man can hear the voice of my spirit through the many gifts and spiritual powers he possesses. 22. Truly I tell you that the same in ecstasy, that through prayer or even material sleep, you can receive revelations and messages from the spiritual kingdom, if you know how to prepare and prepare for it. But you have lacked preparation and faith to know how to take advantage of those gifts, and I have had to prepare seers and prophets who will tell you about tomorrow, who will alert you and admonish you to watch and pray. 23. Do you think that this man through whom I communicate is the one who gives you the word. Find its essence and you will see that it is your master who speaks to you. Do you believe that the Spirit of God penetrates into the speaker while he speaks? No. I have told you that a ray of my light is enough to illuminate and inspire these minds, putting a torrent on their lips inexhaustible words of deep meaning, as a proof of my presence and my truth for the unbeliever. Listen to me, pay attention during this time, and you will be strengthened for the times and trials to come. 24. Prepare your heart, gather your spirit, and clear your mind to hear and keep my word. 25. See how the book of spiritual teaching opens its pages to show you a new teaching. Practice. Start the simple lessons so that tomorrow you can put the great lessons into practice. You must understand that to be teachers, you must first be beginners and disciples. 26. Today you are studying the first words, and through them you are understanding this doctrine. Because by praying you converse spiritually with me when you say to me, Master, we are following your footprint, and we ask that in our journey with us, may you preserve us from dangers, since at every step we are haunted by the temptations of the world. And I tell you, disciples, be strong. Use your power to dominate the flesh. 27. I want to form with you a strong and virtuous family, full of obedience, in which I pour out my grace and pleasure. 28. The time of your testimony about my communication will come, and incredulous humanity by nature will ask me for evidence to believe. But then I will say to him, here are these disciples of mine whom I have made penetrate into a new life. They are the proof of the power of my teaching. My word has forged their spirit, and today they are prepared to take my doctrine to the peoples of the earth. Do you want to be one of those whom I can take as testimony of my truth? Well, prepare yourselves, loved ones. I trust you. I will use your love to work wonders for those for whom you ask me, and for a flash of faith that you present to me I will do admirable works. 29. You have drained the cup of pain in this time, but it has not been for your evil. That pain has been like rain fertilizing my seed in your heart and discovering before you some hidden fibers at the bottom of your being. 30. I have told you that you are living a hard atonement at this time, because you have for me and for your brothers a debt that you are going to pay off, and that is why you quietly accept your cup with love, specifying only to ask me strength so that my will be done. 31. In the world you will not find the understanding that you will need in your struggle and in your vicissitudes, because the true love and charity are not yet in hearts, but you strengthened in me. You will pass over thorns with a smile on your lips and with peace in your heart. 32. Why does the Master speak to you so much about pain? Because this time that you live is of justice, and all human creatures carry a heavy cross. Behold the nations ravaged by war. There is no heart in them that has escaped pain, because not even the tender children in the cradle of their fragility have escaped the divine justice that helps men to expiate their sins and wash away their stains. 33. In all times I have sown and cultivated my seed in the heart of man. My sowing will not be in vain in this third era, because the seed will flourish in hearts. 34. For a small number of hearts that prepare, I will pour out my grace in abundance to form the foundations of a new world. I want to elevate your spirit so that you understand what your similarity is to my divinity. 35. I, the owner of the worlds and of all the abodes to whom everything created obeys me, tells you in these moments that you men have not lived in harmony with my laws, which is why you have paused yourself spiritually. However, my spirit awaits with infinite patience your return to the true path and your improvement. Do not let only I be the one who fights for your salvation. nor let the spiritual world work without your collaboration with him. Do not do works of merit for appearances. Strive so that your acts enclose truth and love. 36. If you have received love from the moment of your formation, lavish love. If my example is written in you, imitate me. 37. In this era the word of God, who is eternal, speaks to you to bring you to light. I know the spirit hidden in each one of you, and that is why I am the only one who can reveal to you that in other times you have been witnesses of my communication with humanity. 38. Is it true that you should no longer be beginners in my teaching? Am I right when I call you my witnesses and disciples and prepare you to take this message to humanity? 39. Look how everything happens by my word. See the human generations that inhabit the earth today and tomorrow disappear. Observe the peoples that now rise up full of splendor that seems to be eternal, and soon you will witness its decline and ruin. Everything human passes and ceases to be. Only my immutable law and eternal remains shining in every consciousness. 40. You call this time age of light, but not because it is only now when my light has illuminated the spirit or to the understanding of men. She has always shone in every spirit. I am the divine star that does not hide ever. But if now you see that the spiritual light vibrates like never before in men, it, because of its evolution, can already perceive more clearly than in the past the presence of spiritual light. 41. If men had always lived in harmony with my laws, they would never have been surprised by my new revelations. Observe as always that I have come with a new lesson. It has been discussed, fought, and denied. 42. But the hour of awakening draws near, and then groups of men will appear everywhere who will speak of a new inspiration. They will be scrutinized and judged by their kind, who will go so far as to say that in the world has unleashed a plague of strange and unknown sects. It will be then when you raise your prayers for everyone and at the same time give thanks for the fulfillment of my word, because for the doctrine that I have revealed to you, you will be of those who understand the cause of all those manifestations, but you will also be among those who take on the greatest responsibility before humanity. 43. Think, beloved disciples, how much you have to prepare yourselves so that your emissaries, bearing the light of my revelations, can reach all those places where men have emerged surprising with their spiritual gifts to his brothers. 44. Great will be the fight for you, because you will not only be unified in prayer, meditation, and the good wishes, but also to charitable works. 45. It will not be enough for you to say, I have faith. This is not enough. Faith is essential, but you have to develop and perfect other gifts that you have so that you carry my word not only with your lips, but also in your works. For my doctrine to shine through the acts of your life, you have to dedicate part of your time to study and the development of your spiritual gifts. That will be the way that you bear the tests with patience that you find on your way, applying my teachings in each one of them. When you achieve this, you will have the fruit of your effort and your desire for spiritual improvement. And that prize will be the medal that you have for the fight, the dominion over yourselves, and the love towards your brothers. 46. Do not sleep, disciples, anymore. Understand that humanity is going to wake up spiritually and should not find you short of preparation. Nor do I want you to get up without first having acquired what is necessary to be a real soldier of mine. Take advantage of these moments of peace when you come to receive my teaching, and walk always under the protection of what you have learned in it. Seek to penetrate more and more into the revealed teachings, but do not try to delve into what you have not been told so far. 47. When the spirit of Elijah inspired the mind of Roch-Rohas, they did not imagine the first witnesses of those manifestations, the grace that the following generations would receive when they heard my word. They did not even know that a new spiritual age was opening for humanity. It was your master who, throughout his teaching, he was revealing to the crowds the magnitude of this work. I was the one who made you understand that a new time full of lights and splendors began. 48. The spirit of humanity, driven by passions into chaos, thinks that only a divine miracle can save men from whose hearts peace has fled, since they lost hope and faith in his love, in justice, and in human reason. 49. That void that humanity presents to me in its spirit is the one that I come to fill with the light of this doctrine, new in appearance, but actually eternal. This doctrine that gives light to spirits and hearts, because it reveals all the content of that commandment that I taught my apostles to love one another. I come now to explain the meaning of that maxim, whose meaning has not been understood by your understanding, and it is that the word of Christ, for many men, has been a dead word in this era. But they do not know that it is in the consciousness of all humanity, and that in due course it will emerge full of splendor from the depths of the very hearts, which before were like a tomb for her. 50. Do you think that you are fulfilling my precept to love one another, enclosing with selfishness your love and your family? Do religions believe they are complying with that maxim, recognizing only her faithful and ignoring those who belong to another sect? The great peoples of the world who proclaim civilization and advancement, can they say that spiritually they have made progress and have fulfilled that teaching of Christ, when all their desire is to prepare? 51. Humanity, you have never known how to estimate the value of my word, nor have you wanted to sit at my table because you have seemed too humble. However, my table is still waiting for you with the bread and wine of the life for your spirit. 52. No one will be able to say that I have come to claim my debt. You see that you still do not regret your sins, and my hand, the same one you nailed on the cross, is knocking at your door again. Understand, disciples, it is my love that calls your spirit. 53. My love will defeat you. I have no other weapon. If you think I want to see you in pain to bend and defeat you, you are wrong. You create pain, and with it you do yourself justice. I am the one who comes to save you from pain and death. 54. Disciples, I leave you one more of my lessons. But those who know how to prepare will be the ones who feel more deeply my presence, although my grace is poured out on everyone in the same way. 55. Truly I tell you that I do not want the pain in your heart, not even having to listen to your phrases of repentance. 56. Nobody lacks my light. In addition to my lesson, I speak to you through your dreams that you call revelations, because you know that in them I reveal profound teachings that you could not know by any other means. Moreover, understand, disciples, that all knowledge that comes to you from me is a revelation. Do not take into account the conduit or the shape that I use to give you my messages. 57. With justice I have called you children of light, but most of you insist on going blind, not because there is darkness in the way, but because you want to bring your closed eyes to the truth. Do you wait for others who have not even heard this word? Wake up before those who have heard my voice. It would be sad if they came to help my new disciples out of mistakes. 58. I am making known their gifts to the prophets of the third era, so that they may be the ones to announce this good news to humanity. But they must know that they need to achieve spirituality, so that these gifts are manifested in them. 59. Hear my lesson, disciples, carry it in your hearts, and once in your homes study and analyze it, so that at the next day, when you resume your struggle for life, Put my teachings into practice. 60. There is not a moment of your existence that does not offer you a favorable opportunity to comply with my law. Great occasions to be able to apply my lessons of love. 61. Think that if your concentration upon hearing this word was not as high as it requires, and that if your mind lacks the attention it should pay to my doctrine, your heart will not be able to gather the seed that are sown tomorrow, and whose fruits you will reap in eternity. My peace be with you.